Ladies and gentlemen, let me take a moment to talk about something that goes beyond flesh and blood, beyond the battles we see with our eyes. It's about the war that's waged in the unseen, the conflicts of the heart, the struggles of the mind, the spiritual forces that seek to wear us down when no one else is watching. Life is a battlefield. You don't need me to tell you that. Every day we wake up and face challenges, pressures, and temptations, and sometimes it feels like the whole world is against us. But let me tell you this, you are not meant to fight this battle alone, and you are not defenseless. There is an armor, a divine armor crafted not by human hands, but by the Creator of all things. It's not made of steel or iron, but of truth, righteousness, faith, and peace. It's not designed to protect the body, but to shield the soul. And when you wear it, my friends, you stand not in your own strength, but in the strength of something far greater. The first piece is the belt of truth. Because if you don't have truth, you don't have a foundation. Lies, deceit, they crumble under pressure. But truth stands firm. So wrap it around you. Let it be what holds everything together. Next is the breastplate of righteousness. Your heart, it's the core of who you are. Protect it. Not with arrogance, not with pride, but with righteousness. Walk in integrity. Do what's right, even when it's hard, even when no one else is watching. And then there are the shoes of peace. Now listen to me, peace isn't passive. It's not about running from the fight. It's about standing firm, grounded, steady. When chaos comes, when the storms rage, your peace is what keeps you from being swept away. You carry the shield of faith. Why? Because there will be fiery arrows. Doubt, fear, anger, they'll come at you. But faith is what extinguishes them. Faith reminds you that no matter how dark it gets, the light is still shining. Then there's the helmet of salvation. Your mind is a battlefield all on its own. Thoughts of failure, of unworthiness, of hopelessness, they'll try to take hold. But salvation renews your mind. It reminds you of who you are and whose you are. And finally, the sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God. This isn't just a defensive weapon, it's offensive. When the enemy whispers lies, you speak truth. When despair tries to creep in, you declare hope. When fear tells you to quit, you proclaim victory. So suit up. Because life isn't for the faint of heart. There will be battles, some big, some small, but every one of them matters. And with this armor, you're not just fighting to survive, you're fighting to overcome. Remember, the battle is already won. You're just here to walk it out. Stand strong, stand firm, and never, ever forget who's fighting with you and for you. Now go out there and be unshakable. Truth is the foundation. The belt of truth holds everything together. Without truth, there's no firm foundation to stand on in life's battles. Protect your integrity. The breastplate of righteousness guards your heart and character. Walking in integrity, even when it's difficult, is essential. Peace brings stability. The shoes of peace keep you steady amidst chaos. Peace isn't passive, it's the grounding force that helps you stand firm. Faith shields against doubt. The shield of faith extinguishes the fiery arrows of fear, doubt, and negativity. Faith is your defense against life's attacks. Guard your mind. The helmet of salvation protects your thoughts, reminding you of your identity and purpose, countering the lies of failure and hopelessness. Speak and act with power. The sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God, is your weapon. Use truth to counter lies, declare hope against despair, and claim victory over fear. Truth is the foundation upon which everything else stands. Without it, life becomes a series of shifting sands, where nothing feels stable and every step is uncertain. Truth is not just a principle, it's the core of how we navigate this world, how we build relationships, and how we align ourselves with purpose and meaning. It's what gives us clarity in the midst of confusion, stability in times of chaos, and direction when we feel lost. Truth is powerful because it is unchanging. While circumstances shift and opinions evolve, truth remains steadfast. It is not subject to trends, whims, or the passage of time. It doesn't bend to fit our desires or fears. Instead, it stands as a guiding light, unwavering and consistent. When we commit ourselves to truth, we are choosing to anchor ourselves to something reliable, something that won't falter under pressure. Consider what happens when truth is absent. Lies, half-truths, and deceit create a shaky foundation. They may offer temporary comfort or convenience, but over time they crumble. When we build on anything other than truth, it's like constructing a house on sand. The first strong wind, the first heavy rain, and it all collapses. There is no strength, no endurance, no substance. Without truth, there is no real trust, no genuine understanding, and no lasting peace. Wearing the belt of truth means embracing honesty in every aspect of our lives. It starts with being honest with ourselves. Self-deception is one of the greatest obstacles we face. How often do we convince ourselves of things that aren't true, simply because the truth is uncomfortable or inconvenient? We might avoid facing our weaknesses, justify harmful behaviors, or ignore areas where we need growth. But the moment we confront ourselves with truth is the moment we begin to change. It's the moment we start building on a foundation that can support us through the challenges of life. Truth also means being honest with others. This isn't always easy. Honesty requires vulnerability, and vulnerability can feel risky. It's tempting to present a polished version of ourselves, to hide behind facades or say what we think others want to hear. But real connection, real trust, comes only when we're willing to be truthful. When we choose honesty, we're not just protecting our integrity, we're strengthening our relationships, building connections that can withstand trials and misunderstandings. Truth demands courage. There are times when standing for what is true will cost us something. It may mean speaking up when it's easier to stay silent, or walking away when it's easier to conform. But here's the thing, truth is worth the cost. When you choose truth, you choose freedom. Lies bind us, creating layers of complication and fear. Truth, on the other hand, liberates us. It simplifies, it clarifies, and it empowers. The belt of truth doesn't just hold everything together in a symbolic sense, it serves as a constant reminder to live with integrity. When you commit to truth, you're not just shaping your own character, you're influencing the world around you. People notice when someone lives authentically. It inspires trust, respect, and admiration. A life rooted in truth becomes a beacon for others, showing them what it looks like to stand firm in a world that often feels uncertain. To live with truth as your foundation is to walk boldly in who you are and who you are called to be. It's about rejecting the lies that try to define you, lies that say you're not enough, that you can't change, that your past defines your future. Truth says otherwise. Truth says you are made with purpose, capable of growth, and worthy of love and respect. Truth isn't just a belt that holds things in place, it's the foundation of everything that follows. It equips you to face life's battles with confidence and courage. Truth is not only a weapon against deceit, but also a compass that keeps you steady on the path ahead. It's where strength begins. It's where transformation happens. Truth is where life finds its meaning. Protecting the core of who you are is essential. And that's what the breastplate of righteousness symbolizes. Your heart, the seat of your emotions, desires, and intentions, is vulnerable. It's the part of you most susceptible to harm from the world's pressures, the opinions of others, and the whisper of self-doubt. To guard your heart effectively, you need righteousness, not perfection, but a commitment to living rightly, aligned with principles of integrity and truth. Righteousness isn't about putting on a show or pretending to be something you're not. It's not about being flawless or living without mistakes. It's about striving to do what is right, even when it's difficult, even when it costs you something. It's about being true to your values and walking with integrity, not because you're trying to impress others, but because it reflects the kind of person you aspire to be. Integrity is the essence of righteousness. It's doing what's right, even when no one else is looking. It's making decisions that honor your principles, even when shortcuts or compromises seem easier. A person of integrity stands firm, not swayed by the temptations of dishonesty or selfishness. They don't just talk about doing good, they live it. Their actions align with their words, creating a consistency that builds trust and respect. This kind of righteousness isn't always easy. We live in a world where shortcuts and compromises are often celebrated, where standing up for what's right can make you stand out in ways that feel uncomfortable. You may face criticism, rejection, or even loss because of your commitment to doing what is right. But righteousness isn't about convenience, it's about conviction. And conviction requires courage. When you wear the breastplate of righteousness, you protect your heart from the harm that comes from living out of alignment with your values. There's a unique kind of pain that comes from betraying your own principles, from knowing deep down that you've compromised on what matters most. It chips away at your self-respect, leaving you vulnerable to guilt, shame, and regret. But when you choose to live rightly, You guard against that inner turmoil. You give yourself the gift of a clear conscience and a heart at peace. Righteousness also protects you from the external forces that seek to harm you. The world is full of criticism, judgment, and negativity, and these things can pierce the heart if you're not careful. When you live with integrity, however, you disarm these attacks. You can stand tall, knowing that you've done your best to live honorably. The opinions of others may sting, but they cannot destroy because you're secure in the knowledge that you've walked rightly. Living righteously isn't just about protecting yourself, it's also about impacting those around you. A life of integrity inspires others. It sets an example of what it looks like to live with purpose and courage. People notice when someone consistently chooses to do what's right, even when it's hard. They see the strength and resolve it takes, and it encourages them to aim higher in their own lives. Righteousness has a ripple effect, touching everyone it encounters. But make no mistake, righteousness is not something you can achieve on your own. It requires a connection to something greater than yourself. It's about aligning with a higher standard, one that transcends human flaws and imperfections. It's about drawing strength from principles that are timeless and universal. To wear the breastplate of righteousness is to make a daily choice. It's a decision to guard your heart against corruption, to live with integrity, and to strive for what is good and just. It's a commitment to protect the essence of who you are and to walk through life with purpose and conviction. And when you do, you not only safeguard your heart, but you also stand as a force for good in a world that desperately needs it. Peace is often misunderstood. Many see it as the absence of conflict, a state of stillness, or a momentary reprieve from the chaos of life. But true peace goes much deeper than that. It is not passive or fragile, it is active, resilient, and unshakable. When we talk about the shoes of peace, we're talking about something that grounds us, stabilizes us, and equips us to move forward no matter what life throws our way. Shoes are essential for any journey. Without them, every step becomes a struggle, every obstacle more daunting, and every rough path unbearable. The shoes of peace are no different. They protect you as you navigate the uneven terrain of life, giving you the stability to stand firm when the ground beneath you seems to shift. They allow you to keep moving forward, even when the road is steep and uncertain. Peace is not the result of avoiding conflict or running from challenges. It's the confidence to face them with calm assurance. It's not found in perfect circumstances, but in the ability to remain steady when circumstances are far from perfect. It's the calm in the middle of the storm, the anchor that holds you in place when the winds howl and the waves crash. This kind of peace doesn't come from the world. It doesn't come from material possessions, temporary successes, or fleeting comforts. Those things can provide momentary relief, but they are not lasting. True peace comes from within. It's a state of the soul rooted in trust, gratitude, and perspective. It's knowing that no matter how uncertain or difficult life becomes, you are held by something greater than yourself. When you wear the shoes of peace, you are grounded. You are not easily swayed by fear, anxiety, or the opinions of others. Life may throw challenges your way, unexpected losses, tough decisions, or overwhelming pressures, but peace keeps you steady. It helps you stand firm, unshaken by the chaos around you. But peace is not just about standing still, it's also about moving forward. The shoes of peace are made for walking, for taking steps toward growth, healing, and purpose. They empower you to face life's challenges with courage, to take action even when the path is unclear. Peace doesn't paralyze you, it propels you. It gives you the confidence to keep going, even when the road is rough and the journey feels long. Peace also transforms the way you interact with others. A person who walks in peace carries a presence that is calming and reassuring. They bring stability to situations that feel uncertain and hope to those who are struggling. Peace isn't just for you, it's a gift you carry into the lives of others. When you wear the shoes of peace, you become a peacemaker, someone who helps to mend what is broken, to bring harmony where there is discord, and to create understanding where there is division. However, wearing the shoes of peace requires intentionality. It's not something that happens by accident. You have to choose peace, especially in moments when it feels easier to react with fear, anger, or frustration. Choosing peace means letting go of the need to control everything, trusting that there is a bigger plan at work. It means choosing gratitude, even when circumstances don't seem to warrant it. It means finding strength in quiet moments of reflection, prayer, or connection with what truly matters. Peace doesn't mean you won't face battles. It doesn't mean life will be free of pain, struggle, or uncertainty. But peace equips you to face those battles differently. It keeps you grounded and steady, able to respond with wisdom instead of panic, with hope instead of despair. Peace is your foundation, your stability, and your source of strength as you move through life. The shoes of peace allow you to walk confidently even on the most uncertain paths. They remind you that no matter what lies ahead, you are equipped to face it not because everything around you is perfect, but because the peace within you is greater than anything the world can throw at you. Faith is one of the most powerful tools you can carry through life. It's not something you see or hold in your hands, but its effects are undeniable. The shield of faith is an invisible yet impenetrable defense against the fiery arrows that life and the world will inevitably send your way. Those arrows come in many forms: doubt, fear, criticism, negativity, temptation, and despair. Faith is what allows you to extinguish them before they reach your heart and take hold of your spirit. Faith is often misunderstood as a passive belief, but in reality it is anything but passive. Faith is active. It's a conscious decision to trust in something greater than yourself, especially when circumstances are uncertain or daunting. It's not simply optimism or wishful thinking. It's a deep, unshakable confidence that no matter what happens, you are not alone, and the storms of life cannot defeat you. The shield of faith is designed to protect you in battle. Think about the purpose of a shield. It doesn't eliminate the attack, but it prevents the attack from harming you. Life will throw challenges and struggles your way. That's inevitable. But with faith, you have the ability to block those attacks, to keep them from piercing your heart or planting seeds of fear and hopelessness in your mind. Doubt is one of the most common arrows you'll face. It sneaks in quietly, questioning your abilities, your purpose, or your worth. It whispers lies like you're not enough or you'll never succeed. But faith stands firm in the face of doubt. Faith says, I may not have all the answers, but I trust the process. I trust that I'm on the right path, even if I can't see the full picture yet. Faith reminds you that you are capable, that you have a purpose, and that you are guided by something greater. Fear is another arrow, sharp and relentless. Fear can paralyze you, keeping you from taking the steps you need to grow, move forward, or pursue your dreams. But faith is the antidote to fear. Faith doesn't deny the presence of fear, it confronts it head on. It says, I may be afraid, but I will not let fear control me. Faith empowers you to take bold steps, even when the outcome is uncertain. It's the courage to move forward despite the fear, knowing that you are held and supported. Faith also shields you from the negativity and criticism of others. The world is full of voices that will try to tell you who you are, what you're capable of, and where you belong. Those voices can be loud and persistent, but the shield of faith blocks their arrows. Faith grounds you in your true identity, reminding you that your worth is not determined by the opinions of others, but by the unchanging truth of who you are. Another critical aspect of faith is its ability to withstand temptation. Temptation often disguises itself as something harmless or even desirable, but its true aim is to distract, discourage, or derail you. Faith helps you recognize temptation for what it is and empowers you to resist it. Faith keeps your focus on your purpose and your values, ensuring that you don't lose sight of what truly matters. The shield of faith is not something you carry alone. Faith grows stronger in community, through shared experiences, encouragement, and the wisdom of those who have walked the path before you. When your faith feels weak, others can help reinforce it. Likewise, your faith can inspire and strengthen those around you. Carrying the shield of faith requires a daily commitment. It's a choice to trust, even when the way forward isn't clear. It's a choice to believe in the unseen, to hope when circumstances seem hopeless, and to stand firm when everything around you feels uncertain. Faith doesn't promise an easy journey, but it provides the strength to endure, the resilience to rise above, and the courage to face whatever comes your way. The arrows will come, there's no avoiding that. But with faith, they lose their power. They cannot wound you, cannot define you, cannot break you. The shield of faith ensures that you remain standing, strong and unshaken, ready to face each new day with confidence and hope. Your mind is a battlefield, a place where some of the most significant struggles of life occur. It is here that thoughts of doubt, fear, guilt, and unworthiness often take root, threatening to shape how you see yourself and the world around you. This is why the helmet of salvation is essential. It is a safeguard for your mind, a protective covering that ensures your thoughts align with truth, purpose, and hope, rather than being overtaken by negativity and despair. The mind is incredibly powerful. What you think influences how you feel, what you believe, and how you act. If your thoughts are consumed with worry, self-doubt, or anger, it becomes nearly impossible to move through life with confidence and clarity. The helmet of salvation is meant to guard against these destructive patterns. It acts as a filter, allowing in what is true, honorable, and uplifting while rejecting the lies that seek to tear you down. Salvation brings with it a profound sense of identity. When you wear the helmet of salvation, you are reminded of who you are at your core. You are not defined by your past mistakes, your failures, or the opinions of others. Salvation declares that you are worthy, loved, and redeemed. This understanding reshapes the way you think, freeing you from the chains of shame and regret that so often hold people captive. It shifts your focus from what you were to what you can become. One of the most dangerous lies the mind can believe is that you are alone or unworthy. These thoughts can creep in subtly, often fueled by comparison or past experiences. The helmet of salvation combats this by reinforcing the truth that you are never alone and that your worth is inherent, not something you have to earn. It's a reminder that your value doesn't waver with circumstances or the judgment of others. It's fixed, rooted in something far greater than anything this world can offer. The helmet of salvation also protects your mind from fear, which can be one of the most paralyzing forces in life. Fear often stems from uncertainty, from the what-ifs that invade your thoughts and create a sense of anxiety about the future. Salvation provides a counterbalance to fear. It reminds you that no matter what happens, you are held and secure. Fear may still knock at the door, but it doesn't have to take residence in your mind. With salvation as your helmet, you can face the unknown with courage and peace. Another significant role of the helmet of salvation is its ability to renew your mind. The world is constantly bombarding you with messages, many of them negative, divisive, or superficial. It's easy to internalize these messages, allowing them to shape your self-perception and outlook. Salvation renews your mind by helping you focus on what truly matters. It encourages you to think on things that are true, noble, and pure, shifting your perspective from the temporary to the eternal, from the chaotic to the meaningful. Wearing the helmet of salvation also empowers you to resist the mental attacks that come from guilt and condemnation. Everyone makes mistakes, and it's all too easy to dwell on them, letting guilt weigh you down and shape your identity. Salvation reminds you that you are not defined by your failures, but by the grace and redemption that lift you beyond them. It allows you to acknowledge your mistakes, learn from them, and move forward without being trapped by them. The helmet of salvation is not a passive accessory, it's an active defense that requires daily commitment. Guarding your mind means being intentional about what you allow to influence your thoughts. It means rejecting the lies of inadequacy, fear, and hopelessness, and choosing instead to meditate on truths that affirm your worth, purpose, and potential. It's about recognizing when negative patterns emerge and taking deliberate steps to replace them with thoughts that align with hope, strength, and love. Ultimately, the helmet of salvation is a symbol of freedom, freedom from the mental chains that seek to hold you back, and freedom to live with a renewed sense of purpose and clarity. It protects the most vulnerable part of you, your mind, ensuring that you are equipped to face life with resilience and confidence. When you wear it, you carry the assurance that no matter what thoughts or challenges come your way, you are prepared to rise above them, anchored in truth and strengthened by the knowledge of your salvation. The sword of the Spirit is unlike any other piece of armor. While the other elements of the armor of God, truth, righteousness, peace, faith, and salvation, are defensive in nature, the sword of the Spirit is uniquely offensive. It is not only a tool of protection, but also a weapon of empowerment. It equips you to stand firm against adversity and take deliberate, decisive action when confronted with challenges. The sword of the Spirit represents the Word of God, the ultimate source of wisdom, guidance, and strength for navigating the complexities of life. A sword is only as effective as the skill of the one wielding it. This means that understanding and applying the Word of God is essential to fully harness the power of this spiritual weapon. It is not enough to simply possess knowledge of what is written. You must engage with it actively, allowing its truths to shape your thoughts, decisions, and actions. The Word becomes a living, breathing force when it is internalized and applied. transforming it from words on a page into a source of power and influence in your life. The Word of God is sharp and precise, able to cut through the lies, confusion, and deceit that often cloud your path. Life is filled with distractions and voices vying for your attention, each claiming to hold the answers you seek. The sword of the Spirit helps you discern truth from falsehood, guiding you to what is pure, noble, and worthy of pursuit. It empowers you to recognize and reject the deceptions that seek to derail you, ensuring that your decisions are rooted in clarity and conviction rather than fear or uncertainty. When faced with temptation, the sword of the Spirit is your greatest ally. Temptation often strikes at your weakest moments, offering shortcuts, distractions, or desires that lead you away from your values and purpose. The Word equips you with the strength to resist these lures, providing a firm foundation upon which to stand. By recalling and applying its truths, you can overcome the pull of temptation, remaining steadfast and true to the path you are meant to follow. The sword of the Spirit also provides comfort and encouragement during times of struggle. Life's battles are not only external but often internal, wrestling with doubt, fear, grief, or discouragement. The Word speaks directly to these moments, offering promises of hope, assurance, and strength. It reminds you that you are never alone, that your struggles have purpose, and that there is always a way forward, no matter how difficult the circumstances may seem. This weapon is not only for your personal battles, it is also a tool for bringing light to others. The Word of God has the power to heal, inspire, and uplift those around you. When you share its truths, you are not only equipping yourself, but also empowering others to face their own struggles with courage and faith. The sword of the Spirit is not meant to wound or divide, but to bring clarity, unity, and purpose to those who encounter it. Carrying the sword of the Spirit requires dedication and intentionality. It means taking the time to study and understand its truths, to meditate on its meaning, and to allow it to shape your character. This is not a one-time effort, but a lifelong journey of growth and discovery. The more familiar you become with the Word, the more effectively you can wield it, drawing strength and guidance from its depths. Like a soldier sharpening their blade, you must continually refine your understanding of the Word. This involves not only reading and studying, but also reflecting on how its principles apply to your life. The sword of the Spirit is most effective when it becomes second nature, a natural extension of who you are and how you live. It is not simply a tool to be used in moments of crisis, but a constant companion, shaping your thoughts, guiding your decisions, and empowering your actions every day. Ultimately, the sword of the Spirit is a reminder of the power that lies within you. It is a symbol of the authority and strength you possess when you align yourself with truth and purpose. With this weapon in hand, you are equipped not only to defend against life's challenges, but also to overcome them, emerging stronger, wiser, and more resolute. The sword of the Spirit is your invitation to live boldly, to act decisively, and to walk with confidence, knowing that you are never without the tools you need to succeed. The armor of God equips us to face life's battles with strength, courage, and purpose. Truth, righteousness, peace, faith, salvation, and the Spirit empower us to stand firm, resist challenges, and move forward with confidence. With this divine armor, we are prepared not just to endure, but to overcome, living boldly and victoriously. BGF,